Hello everybody. In my last video for Days Disco Guides, we covered Helmlock, and now we will be talking about Aurora for New Game Plus Chill Amped Pre-Patch, Pre-June. Now, Aurora, in my opinion, is probably the second hardest fight you'll have to do, but it's also the second longest fight in the game. But with the strats I'll cover in routes, I'll try and make it a bit easier to understand on how this fight works. And just like all the other bosses beforehand, except Prophet, we'll be skipping most of the levels here again till we actually get to the boss fight, or in this case phase 1. So let's get to that. Let the cutscene play, and I'll describe this phase before going into the strats. So basically, unlike other bosses in phase 1, Aurora doesn't really have an armor bar. She's not really next to us, or she's basically just this. She can only be hit by projectiles that can actually hit this form of her. So say a supernova, or in this case ball, can hit her if kicked back at her, and attacks that she does throughout this fight that you'll see can be reflected back at her, which is our only way of doing damage to her and moving on to phase 2. So for phase 1, we want to instantly begin with a ball and then kick it back with heavy kick very quickly. Make sure to do it very quickly so it releases on time and you don't get hit by her waves she summons out. Then you want to dodge and then charge up another ball. If you're turned like this after the dodge, you want to quickly turn the ball to aim it towards her. Charge it up, get another kick, and you see that does a lot of damage to her that we can do. Now, as she spawns these meteors that she spawns are RNG on where they go, but it will always be 3. The main problem with the meteors is that if we hit them back and they hit, let's say, one of these enemies, if they were still alive, then they will hit them instead and basically take away the damage that we would get by hitting her with them. So what we want to just hope for is this not to happen. It is RNG on how the meteors summon or where the enemies are, so it just kind of comes down to that. But for hitting the meteors, make sure to know which one lands first, because if you wait too long, they will disappear. So you see, this was the first one that spawned. I went for it. That was the third one. That was close enough to where I could hit that, and then go to the second closest one to where it wouldn't go away in time. And after that, we kind of just repeat the same ball, heavy kick strat. And what we need for this entire phase is about 5 balls, 3 meteors, and all of her star bits, which she'll do in this upcoming attack soon. So yeah, just kind of keep doing this. Just make sure you get it always fast. And that's what usually would happen if you did the ball into heavy kick slows. You'd have that little animation afterwards. We want to avoid doing that at all costs, so it doesn't mess up the rhythm of sending them back. But after you get 5, then you can go and punch the enemies. Make sure to kill them, because if they're still around, when these things come down to hit you, if they run into you, they can also get hit by them. Same with like the meteors, and take the damage that's supposed to go to her. So I recommend just taking them out. And just keep on punching in the air, get back your energy. And this is what we do, we just reflect them back, and if we get all of the 5 balls, the 3 meteors, and reflect all these back, then that does it for phase 1. So pretty difficult to learn, especially with ball, but it should come more easy time as you do it. But also the RNG can also be a factor on its difficulty. Now moving on to phase 2, where we actually do get to fight the real Aurora here. Now for the start of the fight, she can either do this wave attack or stars attack, which she'll do maybe in another clip of this, but for right now she's doing the wave attack. What you want to do for either one is start a buy and run up, since we have to run up as she puts the most distance between us out of any boss. Time it to where you jump it over the wave. There's a way you can make this buy faster on jumping and hitting her, but if you get a slow buy like this, it's usually fine. Now she'll either do a slow wind up attack or a fast one. Both can now be countered by a Prophet's showstopper attack, which we'll do right here. And instead of just damaging her or stun her, she will actually get knocked up, unlike the other bosses. And we can use this time to charge up a very quick buy, release it, and then go for a token. Very good, very fast. It is important to do this very fast, as if you do it slow with the buy, you can't get the token out on her in time. Now, again, just like the start of phase 2, her attack here can either be the wave or the stars. Preferably, I would want the wave, as it is faster to go through. Now what I do here is not a ball and buy chain like we did with other bosses. It is a thunderstruck, punch, buy, few more punches, and then we use the token to get more extra damage and not go for the takedown, which would just waste about time for us. And the token also helps build us the energy during it. You see here they still hit her during the transition. Okay, well, move on to phase 3, where she summons the giant Aurora. The giant Aurora is very difficult depending on her starting attack that we'll see. She can either be very bad or not come into effect. Now this is one of her 3 starting attacks. She can do, like I said, the stars, where she summons 4 stars, and if she either does the stars or the waves, or the wave attack that we saw in phase 2, this attack, then the giant Aurora will always summon these 3 waves to go with it. These waves can't be jumped over or armored with buy, meaning we have to wait for them to end. And as soon as they end, we go in with a buy. If she did the wave attack here, we would have to wait a bit after the wave attack has hit us, her wave attack, not the giant Aurora's, and then go in. Because if we go in with a buy, she basically will dodge instantly if she does the wave attack. But here with the stars, the animation is very long on them, which isn't helpful for phase 2 because I would want a slow animation, fast animation, get through phase 2 fast. But here, it works in our favor to give us a good perfect buy. And if you want the stars about to hit you, you can just reflect it back for more damage. Aurora notably has the lowest health in the game, just taking truckloads amount of damage. And after the star, she will either dodge back and shoot a meteor or dodge back and summon 2 stars. The 2 stars dodge back is very easy. You kind of just follow her and then go for buy. For the meteor, it's a bit more tricky. You want to release the buy as soon as the meteor shoots out, because it can end up hitting behind her, or you target the meteor because for some reason the meteor has very big priority on the lock on of buy. But if we do this correctly, then that be it. And yeah, it is a slow fight mainly because just phase 1 and all the RNG and all the star bits and stuff like that. But that is Aurora for chill. Now moving on to amped Aurora is a little bit different, as our energy is less and our token gain is less. We have to strategize around that. For phase 1, it's not really different, it's just very, very hard, because you need to have every single kick of the ball into heavy kick perfectly. Otherwise, you'll just be messing up and getting a different route, or in some cases just not having energy for phase 2. So every kick here must be perfect. For the dodge into ball, you can kind of position yourself a little bit forward so you don't end up on the side and have to turn the ball. So that's what I do here. Kick it back. One of the benefits of doing this is that you get rid of some enemies. If you kill all the enemies, then 2 more automatically show up and keep on showing up until the star bits start. But thankfully, only 3 died, and we can just kick them back. Just like that. Since this is basically the same as chill, I won't be going over it that much. So, we'll just move on to phase 2. On phase 2, kind of the same deals. Just wait for either the wave or the stars. Now this is the very fast attack that I talked about. You need to be fast with it to get the showstopper counter. If you're not, then best option is to dodge, then go for these 2 counters into the showstopper. This can make the buy you get charged differently. It can make it charge a bit longer. So what I recommend is just trying to aim this buy to be fast and not slow like this. But if you do that correctly, then we still do the buy into token. And then this is the stars attack. For this, you kind of want to wait a little bit till some stars are out, and then release, and afterwards you can hit back some of the stars for a little bit extra damage. Afterwards, still same Thunderstruck, into buy, into a token. So pretty simple, pretty easy. Moving on to phase 3. Now this is the wave attack I mentioned, where you have to wait for her. So this is what we have to do. We have to get hit a little bit, and as soon as we get hit, then we can go in. And then this is the dodge back with these 2 stars I mentioned. Now, one of her attacks we didn't see in phase 3, sadly, was the meteors. So let me try and visualize or describe what it would look like. So instead of doing her hands to the side or summoning the stars on either side of her, she'll spin around and then summon 4 meteors. The meteors go in wherever on the field, but we're not worried about that. The main benefit is, if she does the meteors, then the giant Aurora waves will not appear, meaning we can run up with a buy instead and just go and hit her. Into a punch, into a buy for the win. that is still RNG, but if it is good to know each animation she does. If she does wave, if she does stars, if she does meteors to capitalize, and know if you have to do something different. So she just dashes back. This one's much easier to hit than the meteor because it's just kind of you run up. And there you go. That's the fight. Animation kind of gets a little glitchy there. But that's basically Arora. It's a very tough fight, especially for Amped, having to do this perfectly each time, as you have to still get your energy back for phase 1. You see, the energy gain is very less, so you just kind of see me punching the air just to get the energy back. That's still about a good enough energy going into phase 2. Well, you'll be fine. Yeah, that's basically Arora. Very quick phase 1, phase 2, phase 2s and phase 3. Phase 1 is a bit longer because you kind of just have to play towards what the game wants you to do. But overall, very good fight. And yeah, that'll do it for new game plus chill Amped Arora pre-June or pre-patch. And alright.